If you've just set up your WordPress site, that's awesome. But right now, Google can't find it, it's not protected from problems, and visitors can't easily contact you. That's like opening up a shop with no sign, leaving the door unlocked, and not giving people a way to talk to you. In this video, I'll show you the 3 free plugins to fix that, and they only take a few minutes to set up. So we'll get your site found with AIOSEO, keep it safe with Duplicator, and add a simple contact form using WPForms. Let's start with making sure Google knows you exist. AIOSEO stands for All-in-One SEO. Don't worry, SEO just means making your site easier for search engines like Google to understand. And if you do just that, you increase your chances of having more visitors come to your site. Here's why I recommend All-in-One SEO. It walks you through the setup step by step, makes a map of your site for Google so it knows where everything is, and it lets you control how your site looks in search results and when it's shared on social media, which basically means you get more clicks. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is log in to your WordPress dashboard for your site like this. And to install All-in-One SEO, we're going to head over to plugins over here, hover over that, and then click on add plugin. That's opened up the plugins directory for WordPress. And from here, all we need to do is click in the search bar right here and type AIOSEO. That'll then find All-in-One SEO, and it's right here. And then we're just going to click on the install now button to install it on our WordPress site. And then once it's installed, we'll click the activate button to activate All-in-One SEO. Once All-in-One SEO is activated on the site, you'll see this screen right here, and this is introducing you to the setup wizard. It's only going to take a few minutes of your time. It's definitely worth it because it's going to set All-in-One SEO up in the right way. So all you have to do is click on the Let's Get Started button, pick your site type like blog or business, fill in some basic details, and you're done. Once you've done that, it will take you back to the All-in-One SEO dashboard. So we're just going to click the go back to the dashboard link because I want to show you a couple of features. And now we're in the All-in-One SEO dashboard. And the first thing I do here is just click this connect with All-in-One SEO link right here over the SEO site score. And what this is going to do is allow you to see your site score for free. All you have to do is just enter your name and email address right here. And once you've done that, you'll see that it starts analyzing your site. And you can just wait a few moments and this will then show you some information about your site. You can see right here, my site's not very big, so it's done it quite quickly. And I've got a result of an SEO site score result of 71 out of 100, which is pretty good. But you can see I've got 4 important issues to look at right here. So then to look at these in more detail, just click on the complete site audit checklist. That's going to open up this screen right here, and we can see in the checklist, we've got all items, or we can filter it and go to the important items, the ones that need our attention. And we can start clicking on the drop downs and taking a look at what is needed for each one of these. And once we've sorted all these out, then our site score will improve. You can also take a look at recommended improvements as well. And then you can see the good results, so the ones that are working. And all this is to do with your homepage in particular. So I'm just going to click on All-in-One SEO to go back to the screen. And before we jumped into the dashboard, we said about your website needing a sitemap and Google being able to read it, which is a map of your site. Well, if I click on Sitemaps here in the All-in-One SEO menu, you'll see that All-in-One SEO is already generating a sitemap for our site. It's enabled right here. And we can view that sitemap by clicking the Open Sitemap button. And that's going to open up a new tab and show us that. Another great thing in All-in-One SEO is that you can connect your site to Google Search Console. And that's only going to take a couple of minutes to do, and you'll have that connected straight away, which is really important for your site. But the real cool thing about the free version of All-in-One SEO is if you head to any of the pages on your site. So I'm going to pages right now, and then I pick a page in this list here. So if I go to my home page and I click on edit, now we're in the block editor. You'll see that we've got a few additions up here in the top right for All-in-One SEO. Headline analyzer, and we've got the All-in-One SEO settings as well, which you can open up here, but I actually prefer the one below the block editor page preview right here, you can see all the all-in-one SEO settings at the bottom of the screen. And this is where we can edit the page title and meta description for each page of the site. And if we scroll down below that, you'll see that we can add a focus keyword. So any of the keywords we want to show up for in Google search, we can add it here. So I could type in copywriting and then click on add focus keyword. And then what All-in-One SEO does is analyze the page and then give you recommendations for improving the content on this page. So we can see we've got the focus keyword in the SEO title, but we don't have it in the meta description. So we can improve that by scrolling up here and typing it in here. We can also see the focus keyword isn't in the introduction or in subheadings or in any of the image alt attributes either. So we can start improving our content based on this analysis the free version of All-in-One SEO has done. And this is really powerful and it helps improve your chances showing up in search results and getting more traffic to your site. And this is literally scratching the surface with All-in-One SEO. There's so much more that you can do with it, but just the features I've shown you alone are well worth installing it on your site. Setting this up right at the start gives you the best chance to boost the amount of visitors you get. Okay, so we all know things can go wrong. An update breaks your site, a hacker gets in, or you delete something by mistake. It's happened to all of us. Duplicator is a website backup tool. Think of it like saving a copy of your site so you can restore it anytime. It's free, easy to use, and also handy if you ever need to move your site from one hosting provider to another. Okay, so we're back in the WordPress dashboard and we're going to add Duplicator to our site. So we're going to go over to plugins, hover over plugins and then click on add plugin. And now we're in the plugins directory again. We're going to come up to the search bar and we're just going to type Duplicator into that search bar. And automatically the directory is going to look for Duplicator. It's found Duplicator right here. So we're just going to cover the same installation process we did with All-in-One SEO. So click install now. Then once it's installed, activate. And then once it's activated, you should see this screen right here. And you can choose to opt into this if you want or skip. So I'll just allow and continue. And that'll bring you to the Duplicator backup screen. And Duplicator is super easy to use. You can see right now, I've got no backups currently on this site because it's a new site. So we can create a backup really easily with this site right now. All you need to do is come up to the create new button right here and click on that. And now we can start putting together our new backup. The first thing we can see is there's 3 different stages to this. We're up under the setup stage right now, and we can give our backup a name. So Duplicator already gives the backup a name with the reverse date and then what the website name is. You can change this by editing it in the field if you want. I'm going to leave it as it is. The next setting to look at is the storage setting. So at the moment, we're using the light version of Duplicator, which only comes with one real option, and that is to create a local backup. That means the backup is stored on the same server as the website. That's why it's called a local backup. But if you upgrade to Duplicator Pro, you get the option to set up backups where this site can be backed up to things like Amazon AWS, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, and much more. We're just going to go with the local option right now. You can see it's selected by default. There's nothing to do here. I'm going to close that down. And the next option is the backup zip itself. We're going to set it to all, but you can choose database only if you want. If this is your first time doing backups, I just leave these settings alone and move on to the next step. So I'm closing up the backup zip. We'll miss the installer and we'll just click the next button to go to the scan step. So in this step, you can see that Duplicator has scanned the site and you'll get notifications here of the results for that scan. Anything that's got a notice on it, you can take a look at, but really this looks completely fine to me. So from here, all we need to do to create the backup now is to click the build button. So we'll do that. And just like that, Duplicator is now creating a backup of your site. And this may take a bit of time depending on how big the site is. Just leave it and let it do its thing. and we'll jump forward to when this completes. Okay, so that backup didn't actually take very long because the site hasn't got much on it, but your site might take a bit longer, but just don't close the screen whilst it's backing up. And once the backup has completed, you'll see this screen right here. And this screen allows you to download the backup files to your computer. So they are saved on the server where your website is, but you also get the option to download them to your computer as well to keep them safe. Maybe put them on a hard drive or something like that. And you can either download the installer or the archive for the backup, or you can download both files. I'd recommend downloading both files together, and then you've got them safely. And if you wanted to find out more about how to install the backup or restore the backup from these files, you can find out that information below once you've downloaded those files. But now if we go back to backups by clicking the backups button, we'll see that we've got that backup in the backups list right here. You can see the date it was created, the time, the size, and the name of it as well. And if you wanted to download those files again, you've got the installer and backup files there to download if you want. Super easy, and now your site is safe, secure. Now you've got a save point for your site, just like in a video game. If anything goes wrong, you can roll it back to this safe version. Now you need a way for visitors to reach you without posting your personal email address on your site. Definitely don't do that. That's where WPForms comes in. It lets you create a contact form in minutes, no technical knowledge or experience needed. It is super easy to do. It comes with an absolute huge library of ready-made templates, blocks spam, which are those messages you definitely don't want, and just works. Okay, so we're back in our WordPress dashboard for the third and final time. We're going to head over to plugins here. You know how to do this by now. Click on add plugin, and then we're in the directory again. I'm going to type in the search bar here, WPForms. Then we'll be able to see WPForms right here. We're going to click install now and then activate to activate it on our site. Now when WPForms is active on your site, you'll then be brought to this screen, which is the forms overview screen, which is where you'll see all your forms that you create for your site. Now, I don't have any forms on this site, so how do we create one? Well, there's two orange buttons right here, create your form or add new button right there. You can click any one of those and we can create a form. We're going to create a simple contact form. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do right now. So click on create your form. That then opens up the WPForms form builder. This is the easiest one you'll find in WordPress. So the first thing we're going to do in the forms builder is name our form. I'm just going to be simple and call it contact. You can call it whatever you like. And then we're going to build our form. And we don't have to worry about spending lots of time on this because WPForms comes with a huge amount of form templates. If there's a form that you can think about that you want to add to your site, WPForms already probably has a template or a template that's very similar to what you're looking for in its template library. So all you have to do, search for the form you're looking for in the search bar right here. So I'm just write contact form, and then the whole template library is going to be filtered by what I've just searched. There's a simple contact form, there's a lead magnet download form, there's lots of other forms here which are similar to what I've just put into the search bar right there. I'm going to go for the simple contact form right here. If I hover over it, I can click on view demo to view what this form would look like on a page, or I can click on use template. So I'm going to click on use template because I want to get this on the site. Okay, so now our form builder looks a little bit different. I'll just explain what this is right here. So on the far left hand side, we've got this menu panel here. We were in the setup section a minute ago. We're now in the fields section. There is a settings, marketing and payment section. We're not really going to get into those. We're going to look at this fields section right here because this is how we build our form. So the next panel along is the fields panel. And what are fields? Well, if we look at this contact form preview right here, so this is a view of what our contact form will look like and makes it easy to build. If I hover my cursor over any section, you'll see it's broken up into blocks, very much like using the block editor for your site. This contact form builder is drag and drop. So each one of these blocks is a field. So you can see all the fields you get with the light version of WPForms, and then the grayed out fields down here, the fancy fields, are what you can get as part of WPForms Pro. But these fields, if I hover over them and I click on one, you'll see that that now changes this panel to field options. So we have all the options and settings for this particular field. So we can change the name, we can change the label, the format, description, and much more. We can also, if we hover over the field, click and drag, we can drag these fields into order. So everything's super flexible, easily to customize. Just drag and drop things around into order, and you can build the form that you want. You can also, if you selected a form field, you can duplicate that and delete it as well. Now, as I said, I just wanted to create a contact form for this site, and I wanted to show you how easy it was to add one. Well, if you just need the name, the email address of the person, and a message from them, this contact form is going to be fantastic for you. Like I said, you can add more fields to it if you want. So you can drop down, multiple choice, slider, checkboxes, things like that. But let's just keep it simple for this demo. And all I'm going to do is then click save to save that contact form. Now that's saved, I can just close the WPForms builder by clicking the exit button right here. And we'll now see that form here in the forms overview list. And it's super easy to add a contact form to any of your pages. You can just go to a page. I'm just going to select one on my site. So I'll go to my contact form page right here. I'll click edit, and then I'll scroll down, and right below send me a message, I'll just drop in the WPForms block. So I'm going to click on the block inserter right here. I'm going to search in the search bar for WPForms. We can see the WPForms block right there. I'm just going to drag and drop that into place right here. You can see that's right here. If you click on the little drop down, you can then select the form that you've just created. And then you can see that form in place on the page. I'll just close the block inserter right there so you can see a bit better. And then on the right hand side right here, we've got some options to customize that block as well. If you're happy with that, you just click save on the page, and now that contact form is ready to use by your visitors. Now visitors can send you a message right from your site. That's it. 3 plugins to set up your site for success from day one. All-in-One SEO so people can find you, Duplicator so you can recover your site if something goes wrong, and WPForms so people can get in touch. Install these today and your site is visible, protected, and connected. I put the download links in the description along with links to full tutorials for each plugin below. Check them out. And if you want our full beginner's guide to setting up WordPress step by step, click the video on screen now to watch next. I'm Ryan, this is WP Beginner, and I'll see you in the next video.